Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is Colin McGuigan for IFL TV. Delighted to be joined again by Bill Haney in Las Vegas. Bill, first of all, your reaction to Conor Benn's performance tonight?
You know what? I don't want to judge him by it. I know this is his first time in Vegas. Getting adjusted to the altitude and just fighting here can be challenging. I know we live here, so we know that when we bring guys here and they come in here and fight for the first time, we call it drowning them out because, just that's what the altitude does. Shout out to Conor Benn and his family and what they've done to the sport. So I won't hold this one against him by any stretch of the imagination. He got through it to get to it. So hopefully their team can go to the drawing board and craft up even bigger and better plan.
I spoke to Conor Benn this week in an interview, and I mentioned the fact that you'd previously said you like that opponent for Devin, and he said, let's do it next. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's the position that Devin is in. Of course, Conor has earned the position that he's in, and if that can happen, you know what I mean, then of course we'll get to it. I won't dismiss Conor or anything that he's brought to the table, but of course, we have some other things that's brewing, and if those things don't come to fruition, then of course, we got to give Conor Benn and his team a call.
I spoke to Eddie this week. He told me he was meeting with you. How did that meeting go with Eddie Hearn this week?
It's always a pleasure to meet with Fast Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? I like to call him Fast because the cash comes in that way, right? We've met, we've talked. We're going to meet again in another couple minutes. We've always been on the same page. Making the biggest and the best fights happen for Devin. To keep him on his trajectory of being one of the best to put on a pair of gloves, the Mount Rushmore of boxing. So that means the biggest and the best fights to happen.
Is Devin going to sign with Matchroom?
Do you work for Matchroom?
No.
Oh, so why would you be concerned about that?
Just because there's immediate interest in Devin, of course, and obviously with the fact that Devin Haney Promotions is its own thing, I believe.
Well, one thing that we've heard is that repeatedly, over and over and over, we've heard that promoters are willing to work together to make the biggest and the best fights happen. So whether we're signed with Eddie or not signed with Eddie, if we're making the biggest fights happen, then we're serving. We're all working under one goal to serve the people, for the people and by the people. So, who's signed to who and all that, as long as we get the best fights in the ring, is the best thing.
Does the Ryan Garcia fight happen in your opinion, Bill?
You know what? With Ryan, of course, you can't necessarily tell, but when he does decide that he's going to do something, he stands on it. You know what I mean? So if he decides that that's what he wants to do, then we got to take him at face value, and we got to take him serious, because he has a left hook, he has a left body shot, he has a right hand, he can jab. He can do some of the things that everyone knows that he can do. It's just about, does he make up his mind that he wants to do them on that big stage and do them to Devin Haney?
Would you like that fight to happen in the US in Vegas, or maybe take it to Saudi Arabia? What would your preference be, Bill?
You know what I mean? That kind of fight, the people have been waiting on it. The infamous story of it being 3-3 in the amateurs. You know what I mean? So we fought in small places, you know what I mean? And we fought in big places. The thing is that the fight needs to happen, and we think that it should happen now.
Do you think that this fight can happen in April? Is that the likely date for this fight?
Oh, absolutely. That's what we're targeting. That's the goal date. I think we've heard that the zone, that date is open. So come on, Ryan. Either you're going to fight or we're going to take the date.
If not Ryan, who is it going to be, Bill?
It'll be somebody on the date, because we didn't took it from you, Ryan.
Last one from me, Bill. Fury Usyk was postponed and re-announced for May. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, if that fell out, we can take him there too.
Take him where?
The place where the Usyk and Fury just fell out at, Saudi Arabia.
You want to do that fight with Ryan in Saudi Arabia? Is that a message to Turki Al-Sheikh that you want to make that fight there?
You don't send no messages to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. He knows boxing. He knows that we are ready. He knows that we are willing to fight in the holy land of Saudi Arabia whenever he makes the call against whoever.
Bill Haney, always a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.